people are sad. They don't do anything. They just cry over their condition. But when they get angry, they bring about a change.
As I said when I last spoke to Dr. King, he looked troubled, and I said, "What's the matter, Martin?" He said, "Harry, I've come to a place that disturbs me deeply." And I said, "What is in that place?" He said, "What is in that place is the realization that I'm afraid we are integrating into a burning house."
Oh, wonderful.
I'm talking about more than 2 million people behind bars. More people in prison in the United States than any other country in the entire world.
It happens because this country has never addressed the issue of slavery and the long residual effects of it.
If you can wipe out a nation in a matter of 2 or 3 months and require over $80 billion to begin the rebuilding process, what do you think is necessary for wiping out an entire people over the course of 300 years without rebuilding them? So it is in fact foolhardy to believe that we can begin to correct our problems, build wealth, build businesses, build institutions until we have been repaired. In other words, we got problems. In fact, we crazy as hell. And crazy people can't build anything until they have gotten better.
I'm free. I don't have to define myself according to the litmus test of an alternative vision of possibility for my infinite reach as a human being, embodying the infinite potential of God. I am what I am. And I've been working on this for a minute. This is a lifelong project. I'm still in process. I got new possibilities locked up inside of me. Every day I'm reaching for something deeper, something wider, something more possible than what I've already been revealed to myself. I am a mystery to me. Because when you surrender yourself totally and completely to a power that is higher than you, to a possibility that is deeper than you, then God owns you in a way that you ain't even knowing yourself. You ever done something and said, "I didn't even know I had that in me. I didn't know I could say something like that. I didn't know I could feel like that." Because if you have, in the words of Thurman, yielded the nerve center of your consent to God, yield the nerve center of your consent to God, yield the nerve center of your consent to God, then you are a beachhead for infinite possibility. You are a local site of the eternal. I am what I am.
I know we said that thou shalt not kill. But if you can kill that Sambo and my people, I think it's God's will.
I am what I am. I am what I am.
My main concern about the judicial system today is it's structurally flawed. Where there's supposed to be a scale movement, it has been rigidly fused in rigid. And what do I mean? They laughed at me when I was arrested and I was arraigned and trying to get through the arraignment process. I had gotten beat up. I couldn't hear out my ear because my face was swollen. If you watch his Rose programs, I know she keeps putting that ugly picture on there without my permission. But anyway, I was badly beat up and stuff, and I couldn't hear. So at the arraignment, they said, "Do you want a lawyer, Mr. Hudson?" And I said, "No, there's an inherent." This is what I said. Now they said I was crazy, but I want you to listen to what I said. I said, there is an inherent conflict of interest with having a lawyer, because the lawyer's first duty is to the courts, not you. Sorry. You read it. I've read it, man. I spent 18 months reading law straight, 12, 15, 16, 18 hours a day. And believe me, the first duty of a lawyer is to the court, not to you. Okay. Now, understanding that, then there is an inherent conflict of interest, because you can't serve two masters. And then the law says that prejudice is presumed where there is a conflict of interest. Let me say that again. The courts are saying prejudice is presumed where there's a conflict of interest, because you cannot serve two masters. You're either going to serve one or misserve one, or you just can't do it. So the courts then says there isn't even a necessity for an evidentiary hearing on the matter, because it is so set that you can't serve both. There's a conflict of interest, and where a conflict of interest exists, also there is prejudice. Okay? So I said, the lawyers has a more of an interest to serve the court and not me. And there's been many times I've proven that. I had one lawyer. I had some concerns about the judge, because, see, having a program like this, people call you with information. And so I had some concerns about this judge, and so I let the lawyer know that they put on me. They attach a lawyer on you like a damn greasy monkey. They attach a lawyer to you, whether you like it or not. And so I wanted to test this lawyer. So I told him, I gave him a letter of some concerns I had, some legitimate concerns I had about the judge being over my case. He walked in the courtroom, handed the bailiff the note for the letter that I wrote him in confidence, and walked out. Wouldn't be my lawyer. That just walked out. Now, when that happened, that's not how it's supposed to happen. I'm supposed to say, I don't want him anymore, and these are my reasons. In open court, that's what's supposed to happen. But this black lawyer that everybody, he just walked out, told on me and walked out. Now, what kind of justice you think I'm going to have now? Judge done read the note. Now the judge knows that I know that he knows that I know. What kind of justice you think a brother going to get? So these are the kind of concerns that we have. Serious concerns. So these are that's the number one thing. There's an inherent conflict of interest with a lawyer. So anybody that ever had a lawyer should be able to get their case reconsidered, because, gosh, they have a serious conflict of interest. The lawyer even told me on the underkeeps. He said, look, you got a good case and you're right, man. But look, I got to go in front of that judge over and over. You only have to go in front of her once. And if I fight like this case needs to be fought, why, I won't win another case in Akron, Summit County. So I can't take your case, man, but I wish you well. And then so I may say, I might go represent myself pro se. And now what's the phrase if you represent yourself pro se? Anyone who represents themselves pro se has a fool for a lawyer, or a fool for a client, has a fool for a client, which means you're foolish if you're going to represent yourself. Now, okay, you're foolish on one hand for representing yourself, or you can hire a treasonous kind of backstabber there who won't fight for you all the way. A fool for a client, or, these are the choices you get for some of us there. These are some of the choices you get. And so that is one of the main reasons why I know the judicial system is inherently flawed. And the second reason deals with jury of their peers. There's no way in hell black youth has ever had a jury of your peers. Ever. Nope.